Hello everybody, it's Wendy and today we're going to make a beautiful necklace using Jesse James beads, color trends, and some chain. So first of all, our encouraging word for today is find yourself and be that. I think it's important to be who we really are, at least the good parts of us. There's some things that we need to change and some people don't want to do that, but it's better to change for the good. But find yourself and be who you are. So, Jesse James Color Trends Bead Mix in Champagne. This is really a pretty bead mix. This is how they come. I love how they have them wrapped with these little things. They're just really cute. But I like these containers too. You can reuse these. They're nice. So we're using that. I've got some 2mm leather, and I have a big piece of it. Let me measure this. I haven't measured it. So we've got 12, 24, about 26.5 inches times 2. Can't do that in my head. Hold on. That's 53. I know a lot of you have already done it in your head and we're like, yep, they know. But I am not a math person. So I've got 53 inches of leather here. We're doubling it over in the middle. So you want to find the middle like this. And this is how we're going to use it. We're not going to cut it, but 53 inches total piece of leather. Then I'm using some of this beautiful chain. This chain is what inspired this whole video, this whole necklace. I love this chain so much. You have no idea. It is like, oh, it's so pretty. I just love it. So I wanted to make something with it, and I thought a tassel sorta kind of thing would be really cool. And it's going to be a Lariat style, and I'm sorry the trash truck is outside if you're hearing a bunch of noise. But this is so pretty. I love it. It's gorgeous. So that's what we're going to use. You're going to need some eye pins. So I have some just gold eye pins here. These are like 1.5 to 2 inches. I think they're 2 inch, but you don't have to have that big. And I've got some head pins here. And I have a hanger bail. So this is just a regular little hanger bail. It's got the little loop on it, and it's usually made to put on your necklace like this, and then you hang something from it, which is what we are going to do, but we're going to use it a little bit differently. I have two, these are crimp cord ends. This is actually a clasp, but we're not going to use it for a clasp. We're actually going to close this loop up and use it for the ends on the leather. And the reason I'm doing it this way instead of using 2 regular crimp ends is I didn't have any gold ones in the little regular crimp ends. So I wanted to use this color, not silver, and all I had was silver. So we're going with that. I have got some E6000 glue and a little toothpick to apply it with. And is there anything else? My jewelry tools, of course. I did pull some bead caps out from my Jesse James Beads metal bead soup, just because I wanted the champagne mix had the color of beads in it that I needed, which are these, but it did not have the color metals in it that I needed. I needed silver, gold, and copper metals, and this had silver. So I pulled out all the beads, and then I had to go into my Jesse James bead soup mix for these findings, okay? But you can use any beads you have, obviously. That's that goes without saying. But just make sure that they have some different sizes. I think that's kind of important. It doesn't really matter. I guess you can use any beads that you have. But these are the Jesse James Beads Champagne Color Trends bead mix. That's what I'm using. Okay, I think that's everything. And your jewelry tools, of course. You know, that goes without saying. All right, so what we're going to do, a little piece of the leather is kind of bent there. I hope it's okay. Huh. I hadn't noticed that, but I think it'll be all right. This is a Lariat style necklace. So put your two ends together and find your middle. That's the first thing. And then you're going to take this hanger bell and we're going to put both of our pieces of leather through it. And now this is a tight squeeze and it needs to be. Okay, so that's fine. Take that through there just like this. Okay, just like that. And then, excuse me, I'm having throat issues. We are going to, and I'm going to cut these a little bit angled so they'll go in a little easier on these cord ends. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue these in just so they can be drying while we're doing our bead stuff. Poor glue. It's old and apparently dried up on the end. Let me see if I can resurrect it. Sometimes you have to stick something down in the end of the tube to resurrect it, which looks like what I'm going to have to do. Yay, on camera. This stuff always happens on camera. Use the beading awl. See if we can... I may not be able to resurrect you, Mr. E6000. I may have to cut the end off the tube a little bit. I really don't want to do that. Okay, let me see if I can see it in there. It's starting to come out, so there we go. Sometimes it's old. I need a new tube really bad. Well, since it's that old and does not seem to be going to work, does not seem to be going to come out the end at all. Let me see if I can, I don't even know if I can do that. Not with those. Okay. Let's do this then. Nice, huh? No, you guys. Well, you learn a lot from me. I don't know if it's necessarily good things that you're learning, but there we go. So we're going to put that on the end of our leather, and we're just going to stick our leather down in this thing, okay? All the way as far as it'll go, and we can take off this excess here. Okay, and the same thing on this other one. It's not always best to do what I'm doing, but hey, it works. Wonder if I can stick this whole thing down in a plastic baggie and keep it. I might be able to. All right, now why aren't you going on as easy as the other one went on? Because we're on camera and we wouldn't want to be make this easy. I'm going to stick my beading awl in here and see if I can widen this little hole just a bit. I think I did actually. Put this back in the glue and see if this will go in now. I know it will go in because I had them both on at one point testing this out. But this one's being really... Why are you being so difficult? Okay, it's going, just not very easily. I can't tell if it's in there or not. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut it at a very, very, very sharp angle. Like actually trying to cut off a little bit of the leather. I don't know why it's not wanting to go in that side because it went in the other side perfectly. But let me just shave it down a bit like this. You can do this and dip it back in the glue. And that might make it a little easier to get in there all the way. I don't know what. So, yeah, that makes it a little easier to get in there. Okay, it just needed... It's still very, very tight, but that's okay. And let's let the glue dry. And I can see that it did go down in. You can see it through there, so I think we're good. All right, so let's let that dry for a few minutes. Now I've got glue all over my hands. All right, now we're going to make some Lord have mercy, we're going to make some connections, little loops, and cut some chain. So the chain here's what we're doing. Okay, we're taking this necklace. So let me just give you the vision so you can decide how you want to do yours, because it's your own creative control and you can definitely do it differently than I do. So we're going to take this loop and these are going to go through it. And this little guy will slide, so that's going to make it nice. You can adjust it however you want it. It can lay up high, it can lay down low, it doesn't matter. But what we're going to do is, this is going to go around your neck, of course, this part. And this part is going to be, it's going to have some dangles on it. So there will be dangle here and dangle on the end of both of these. And then this goes around your neck. So it's going to be Lariat style, just like that. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. So this is where your head will go, your neck. And it's around your neck and then hanging kind of down, and you can adjust this guy down here a little bit. And all this will be adjustable to however you want to wear it, okay? And you can cut your leather as long as you want. I think we said mine was, 53 inches? But you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. That's just the length that I liked, okay? So that's how our necklace is going to lay. So you can go ahead and do this. And then that will help you decide a little bit how you want to do your dangles and your chain. Because see, I'm going to close this loop up right here, hopefully without it breaking. Yeah, I'm just going to close that up, and I know that's not the prettiest, but it's really not going to be noticeable because we're going to hang the chains like this from it, and we're going to hang one up here. So it's going to make a tassel kind of dangle, and then we're going to hang beads too, a couple bead link chains, or however you want to call it. Okay, so that's the vision. So that'll help you to know when you cut your chains. Mine here I made them a little bit, I think these three are the same, and I made one just a little bit longer just to vary. But they are actually, let's see how long they are. They are actually a little over 3, not quite 3.5 inches is that one. And then these guys are about 2.5 inches. Okay, so that's my chain. And then I've taken all of the beads out of the champagne bead mix, which are these really pretty champagne colors. And I've made some links. I've added in some copper and gold bead caps. And these are going to be the bottoms of both. So we're going to have some that hang from this one up here and some that hang from these down here. And these two will be on the bottom. Well, they're supposed to be, but look, I put so they won't both be on the bottom. All right, it doesn't really matter how you do it. You need a couple, so I want to make one hanging from here, this guy right here, one hanging from here, and one hanging from each of these bead chain links. So what you're going to need to do that is you're going to need to use your eye pins to link these together, okay? But then you're going to need one for the bottom, like this, with a head pin. So that's why we pulled out both eye pins and head pins. So however many chain link dangles you want to do, you're going to need eye pins hooking them all together, and then they need to end with dangles with head pins. Is that making sense? I hope it is. So I'm going to show you how I make my dangles here. We're going to make a couple. And so if I want 3 strands, I need 3 head pins. So here's my one end piece on a head pin, okay? These are all links. So they have eye pin or a loop on each end. So I need a couple more with head pins. And then we'll do a couple more with eye pins to have enough links. Okay, so let's see. What do I want? Let's do this guy on the bottom. So we'll put him on a head pin. And we'll just do him single by himself. And to do my loops, this is what I do. I come right above the bead, and I bend this at a sharp 90-degree angle. You want it to be a sharp 90-degree angle, okay? Then I'm coming in with my cutters, and I don't like huge loops, so I'm cutting about my finger's width, and that 90-degree angle didn't turn out real sharp. It's kind of bent. And then I'm going on my round nose pliers and I'm just rolling this loop back. And your round nose pliers, and see, there's our loop. Your round nose pliers are skinny at the bottom and wider at the top. So if you want a tiny loop, you go to the bottom, medium loops here, big loop up here, okay? So there's another little end piece, and we need one more. So let's see, for the next one, I think I will use a bead cap. Let's use a gold bead cap. Let's use a bead cap on the top. So let's do this little guy on the bottom, then this guy, and then a gold bead cap. Yeah, that's cute. That can be our next ending piece. And then again, bending 90 degrees right above my bead here. I've got glue all over my fingers now. Cutting. And then we're going to roll this back. And this is, I made that one kind of tiny accidentally. I didn't mean to go that small, but it'll be all right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's my 3 bottom pieces. So now I need to make sure that I have enough beads for my 3 pieces that I want to hang from the top. So let's look here. So if we do this with 1, and then we would do that with 1, and this guy will be on the bottom over here. So I probably need to make, I don't know, 1 or 2 more bead links here. So let's do that. So I've got my eye pin for this, and let's use another cube, and then a bead cap facing up and this smaller bead. That'd be good, wouldn't it? You can do these however you want, and we're going to bend 90 degrees. Same thing that we did with the head pins. We're just using the eye pins because it's going to make a link that you can hook something from the top and the bottom. Okay, and just roll your loop back. Okay, so there's one, and I might do one more small one just to make sure that I have enough. So let's put, I'm really liking these clear sparkles. So let's do this guy with a bead cap on the top. See that? You can put a bead cap on one, on just the top. You can do it on the top and the bottom. You can, I mean, I mix it all up with a lot of these things. I just think it's fun. I think it's fun to, you know, do them all different. But you don't have to. You could do them all the same if you wanted to. It's totally what you enjoy. Okay, so there's all of our little dangles made up. Now, here's our chain. So I just had a few of these beads left over. I'm just going to set them to the side because I don't think we need quite that many. And we've got some chain here. So now what we have to do, or what we want to do, is decide, okay, so let's lay this out. And this is going to be down kind of close, so they're going to hang, you know, kind of close to each other. So we need to take that into consideration. Now, we are going to need some jump rings, and I did not say that, and I'm sorry. But you just need some small jump rings just to hook on your dangles on is all. So I've got some small jump rings here I'll pull out. I'm just going to need a few, so I'll just grab a few here. Okay. Sorry about that. It's early in the morning here, and clearly I'm not totally with it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hang some of my chain pieces because I don't have to hook them together with each other, so they're not really much of a design question. This chain is really cool, and I think I can get this right through here. This jump ring, maybe. There's a space in the top of this chain. Here, I think it'll go through. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just going to hang the chain directly on here. Just like this. And close this right up. This chain is so, so cool. I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other ones. Now I'm going to be real careful because I know I just glued those in and I don't want them to come undone. But let's see, which piece is the long piece? I think it's this one. So this piece is a little tricky to get the jump rings through there, but they will go. You might have thinner ones than I do too. These are kind of thick. Okay. Having trouble hanging on to things. Let's do this one up here. I'm just going to be real careful that I don't pull on that too much because I know that the glue is not dry yet, but there we go. Just being gentle. And I'm just going to lay it out here. Okay, and then we're going to do our next one, our next chain on this middle one. And you can put as much chain as you wanted. I mean, if I wanted to do 10 pieces of chain, I could. But I want to get the beads in there too. They're really pretty. See if it'll go through this end. But the chain by itself is really pretty too, actually. Really pretty. I love this. Okay. Close that up. Just making sure those are still in there really good. Okay. These do have this crimp lock middle, and you can take your plier and crimp this down a little. I was kind of waiting for my glue to dry, but you can do that gently. You don't want to do it hard. You want to be very, very gentle and just crimp that middle piece down a little, and that will help it to stay as well. Okay, but I wanted to let my glue dry. I like to put the glue on these. I just feel like it's an extra security measure. I don't know. All right, here we go. So let's lay our chain out. Now we're going to do our beads. And you could just do chain. I think actually that just the chain is really pretty too. But I wanted to add, I like these beads. They're really sparkly and pretty. So let's add some. Here's a bottom piece. We're just going to hook together. So I'm going to hook this one to this one. Actually, I'm going to, because this is a bottom piece too, and I don't want these two hanging right beside each other. So I'll probably try to do something like that. So let's hook this one to, no, those two are the same. Let's try to, there we go. This will work. Let's try to mix it up a little. And that's what I do. I just try to, I need to get my tweezer nose pliers. These are not my favorite. Here, these are. I just try to, you know, mix it up to where I don't have all the same bead in a row. So if I've got a matte one, then I try to do like a shiny one. But again, it's totally your own creative control. You can do it however you like. But see, like here's a square. I don't want to do another square because I just did a square. So actually one with this little opaque bead would be good. Mix him in there. Let's do this row. I may add more to that. I'm just laying it aside for a second to just, let's do this one now. I just want to make sure that I have a good mix of everything going on here. And I'm just opening my loops and hooking these right together. You could use jump rings if you wanted. Let's see, this guy would, oh, he's a bottom. Okay, let's do this one then. Turn that way maybe? No. Maybe this one. No, I've just got that right there. I mean, I'm just trying not to double everything. That'll work. That's a good, let's do that. I'm sorry for the glue all over my finger. I know you can see it, but there it is. Okay, so I'm just kind of laying them out. Then this guy, I want to put up kind of toward the top because I don't want it to be too close to that one. So that one probably is going to go over here. This one could go here, and we'll put this one up. I'll probably put him about right there. So let's see, let's do this next. Okay, and then this little bottom piece. Sometimes it's hard to figure out which way those loops open. Okay. And then, do I want to use this guy up here? Probably not. Probably going to use that one there, and possibly this one here, or here. Maybe there. Okay, so let's hook this one to this. Okay, and then this one to this. And then I think that one's going to go in there. Okay, so I am going to hook these on with jump rings to the little pieces up here. So I'm just going to take my jump ring and just hook this guy. Let me see, I don't know if, yeah, it'll go right through that loop. I didn't really want to hook it to the chain piece, but I was afraid I might have to with the jump ring, but it doesn't. It's going to go right loop. So there's that one. And then we will use this next one. Right through here. These jump rings are thick. I think I have glue in my cutter, or my pliers there. I need to clean them out. And this one. Right onto this one. Okay, so there we have it. And I like the way it hangs in this kind of, you know, cascading effect here. I think it's really pretty. But just love this mix of chain and beads. Now you could even add, like if I wanted to add another piece of chain, I could do that. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to. The chain's so pretty. I just love it. But let's put it on a form and take a look at it. All right, so here we are in the light box. And I like this one a lot. I like the way it hangs. You can adjust this up or down if you want to, but yeah, I think it turned out really pretty. This is probably one that I'll wear a lot. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Jessie James Beads. That is the Champagne Color Trends Mix. And the beautiful chain. You can check it out. I will link their website in the description box below this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.